The source is in me. It's not in a bottle. It's not in a label. It's not in a man in a suit. It's not in a dollar bill. It's not in the radio. It comes from me. And I don't need anything outside of myself and the glory of God to lead me anywhere in my career. I'm not letting nobody take my dream. Period.
In the eyes of many hip-hop fans, the name Doechii is one that has seemingly, in the last few months, become virtually inescapable. And after reaching the mountaintop of musical success, becoming just the third woman ever to win the Best Rap Album award behind legends such as Lauryn Hill and Cardi B, Doechii has placed herself amongst the most elite of company, and at just 26, has positioned herself to have a foothold in not just the rap game, but in the music game for years to come. But how did we get here?
Doechii is a name that only began to fly on my radar in late 2024 after the release of her critically acclaimed album, Alligator Bites Never Heal. But I'll admit I've become extremely used to record labels pushing out artists and claiming them to be the next big thing. So I finally decided to sit down and discover what all the hype was about. Trust me when I say that I was extremely pleasantly surprised. Doechii is an artist that sticks out head and shoulders above what the media continues to push out in this age of provocativeness and controversy. But before we understand how we got to this point,
we first need to understand what led up to the events of one of the most unlikely musical successes of this generation.
I will be discovered and I will be famous, so take notes. My name is Jayla Hickman. My last name's funny, but Jayla is my name. I am 14 years old, just turned 14, and I sing, I dance, I act, I model, you name it, I do it.
Let's start the story backwards.
This is Florida, if you already couldn't tell, but not the flashy, glitzy perception that comes with the beaches of Miami or the grandeur of Orlando. But somewhere wedged right in between, here lies what is called Tampa, Florida's third most populous city. And on August 14th, 1998, right in the heart of Tampa, is where the story begins for a young Jayla Jemiah Hickman. Growing up, Doechii would have the strong support base around her, gaining a knack for performing from her mother, Celestia Moore, who would keep her active in performing arts and sports in her adolescence, while her father, an up-and-coming rapper going by Sinatra the Boss, would pique her interest sonically as he would have her around when recording beats and putting his pen to paper when it came to writing his raps. Even going so far as to bringing their daughter to a live audition at just 6 years old, going on stage and showing them a side to young Jayla that her father and her mother were yet to see before.
She's gonna be nervous or whatever when she got up there, and like I say, 6 years old, 6 literally. I'm talking about, we go up there, boom, she knocks it out. She just got instantly comes alive on stage when the music starts. Me and her mom, we looked at each other like, wow, this is where.
That was the moment.
That was the moment I knew that, yeah, this is for her.
Doechii would only continue her progression for music and performing through her involvement in the church growing up. In an interview with The Face back in 2022, Doechii would explain just how big of an impact being involved in the church had on her musical development and the values that she still holds today. I think my mother wanted to turn her life around and make sure that her kids were built on really good morals. All of my artistic values and training comes out of my church. All around Doechii would be the seeds planted for her success later on in life.
however, after her father got caught up in the system, sending him to jail for an extended period of time,
the support base that she had once relied so heavily on was now solely placed on the shoulders of her mother. And now being forced to be raised in a single-parent household, money became tight for the family. But despite the circumstances, her mother never let the financial struggles hold the creativity of Jayla hostage. She spent her last dime on anything I wanted to do and try. She would support me, and I saw her watch me quit so many different things and still support me. It would also be around this time where transitioning from elementary into middle school, where Jayla would experience extreme bullying from the kids around her.
Up to that point in her life, Jayla had only attended private elementary schools, and for any kid that has gone from private to public schools knows just how night and day the two environments can be.
Now attending a predominantly black public school, Doechii's fashion sense that was once heavily inspired from her church roots and interest in rock and roll, metal, and R&B, combined with her proper speaking and elevated vocabulary, made her an easy target, becoming regularly picked on and insulted to the point of making a decision that would almost come to be the end before she could ever truly have a beginning.
Pain is just temporary. Just know that it's lasting for a season, but it will be over eventually.
After experiencing years of ridicule and constant bullying, Jayla had reached her breaking point. Grappling with the temporary loss of her father, the financial struggles of her mother, and the burden of not fitting in at school would lead her to make a fateful decision that would almost be the end before she could truly have a beginning.
After I tried to kill myself and it didn't work, I realized what the life was really about. I had to find a reason to live. I got really bullied, really bad, but it pushed me into living. I actually am grateful that it happened, because now I know why I'm here, and I've never lost that. This moment in Jayla's life would become the catalyst to put into perspective what it is that she wanted out of life, and would permanently alter the way she thought of and approached the path that remained in front of her.
And so one day I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm going to die one day, and I want to die being myself, being happy. And I woke up one day and I was like, forget Jayla. I'm Doechii. And then I went to school in a tutu, and I started doing music.
A moniker that she created at age 12 that would eventually become what the world would know her to be as. Someone who believed fully in what they did, said, and represented, free from the labels or evaluation that one could have of her. Doechii would channel this energy all the way through middle school to eventually attend Howard W. Blake High. Now, this high school wasn't just any ordinary high school, but instead one that would foster the creativity and curiosity of Doechii. Howard W. Blake is a public magnet school, renowned for its extensive arts program. The school would become a breeding ground for those looking to harness their creative talent, with programs for journalism, visual arts, creative writing, television, film production, ballet, and a deep devotion to its musical program that involved choir, guitar, harp, and orchestra, along with the theater program that provides for the study of drama, musical theater, and technical design. This period of Doechii's life allowed her to fully explore her curiosity while tapping into her artistic skills and creative talents.
I learned about jazz music, music composition, how to read music, how to write music, how to make songs, and it really is the core of the music that I make today.
Quote, "Everything I know, I learned from Blake. Blake was my first exposure to real art and art ethics and what it means to be an artist." Doechii would take this artistry to YouTube, where she would begin to post vlogs, makeup, share her thoughts, tell story times, and soon would post covers of various songs or challenges that were trending at the time.
Bitch right back, send her to her man quick. Then I get her man, then I make myself a man with. Then ooh. Little weed, mama thinking I'm a druggie. I can get a stripper, but she teach me how to Dougie. Pussy so warm, feeling like a snuggie. Run a simple nigga for his weed and his money. No text back if a nigga looking bummy. Back in the game, I return like the mummy. I don't like shit goofy, I don't like shit funny. If you pull up to the crib, hope a nigga feeling thummy. Woo.
You better roll that.
Doechii would impressively build a small audience for herself, with fans enjoying her self-consciousness and witty humor while displaying a relatability and likeness that would reflect into what you see in the present day. During her senior year, Doechii would participate in the wildly popular freestyle challenge to Monica So Gone.
Some dudes, they be switching. My dogs to the right. We gon' be alright. Them boys that left, they done gone to Swiss side.
Garnering buzz around her school and amongst her peers. A moment which would push her to really start taking music more seriously. This would soon lead to Doechii beginning to post her music to SoundCloud, to which at the time was gaining a reputation for becoming the platform for artists to finally break out and gain the attention of major record labels, with the likes of Post Malone, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD, and Playboy Cardi all gaining mainstream attention and a crazy devoted fan base seemingly overnight. So on March 16th, 2016, under the moniker iamdoechii, the song El Chapo would be released on SoundCloud.
And only I can see, consciously undressing you spiritually. You started healing me while juggling the realest me. Tell me how to win mentally.
The song was unlike anything you would expect to hear from a 17-year-old. A 4-minute, layered, thoughtfully filled track with mature themes covering relationships, consciousness, and reality. The song would quickly gain thousands of views over the next few weeks, further reassuring Doechii that this was the path for her.
Fucking growing, and that shit is exciting. I feel like I'm doing the shit everybody's kind of scared to do, and people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm looking at them like you fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? You have your whole life in front of you, especially if you don't have any kids. You're young and you need to be doing what the fuck you want to do in life quick before time runs out.
For the next 3 years, Doechii would consistently drop new music, enjoying mild successes with songs like Girls and Doechii Potion, while establishing a sizable audience on YouTube, consistently keeping her loyal following updated through her daily vlogs while broadcasting her day-to-day activities. Yet, during this period, Doechii would once again hit a wall, facing a battle between Jayla and Doechii, who began questioning her motives and desires for what she had set out on doing.
It's like I got to a point where I just had to really look myself in the mirror and ask myself what I was doing, because I know that everything you get out of life is what you have given. So if I want to keep getting what I'm getting, then I should keep doing what I'm doing. And so it just made me so hurt, because I was just like, well, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I still like this? Why am I still struggling? Why am I not 6 figures yet? What's happening?
Post-graduation from high school, like many, the path ahead was unbeknown. Unlike most of her peers, Doechii wasn't planning on attending college, and bouncing from job to job, she was desperately in search for a means to make it in the world and to broadcast her talents on a larger stage. So she took a chance.
She gathered up all her savings and took a leap of faith.
A one-way ticket from Florida to New York to audition for The Voice. The Voice is a nationally televised music competition where contestants receive a few minutes to sing on stage to the judgment of musical titans, with the likes of Maroon 5 lead singer Adam Levine, John Legend, and Kelly Clarkson being amongst the hosts. Successfully auditioning and being presented on TV could do wonders for the careers of many aspiring artists, as at the show's season premiere just this past year reached an impressive 5.96 million viewers. Any appearance of any capacity would be life-changing. However, things would not go Doechii's way.
Doechii would not make the final cut for the audition, and worse yet, she could not afford the plane ticket back home to Florida.
Doechii would use this time as effectively as she could, realizing the opportunity she still had in front of her, being in a big city full of potential connections. She would go on to work for Zara while feverishly working on her music, booking independent gigs and small town shows, doing whatever she could to get her name out there.
In the mirror, I'm whining. Calling my phone, I decline it. Yeah, you know I'm stingy with timing. Watch how I flip and rewind.
This pursuit and determination would lead to the release of her first commercial EP, Coven Music Sessions, Volume 1, released in the middle of 2019. An 8-track EP, while only being 14 minutes long, Doechii was able to meticulously showcase her musical depth.
Going from hard-hitting 808 beats with rhythmic, fast-paced raps on songs like Bills and Doechii 101.
No ice fight, stop it, get up, no high fight, post it on the net, no Wi-Fi. They don't wanna live right, they don't wanna listen when I share life. I can't be mad about no bitches that I'm better than. I can't be sad about no demons I've been battling. I'm a brand, I get books, I got fans.
to more laid back melodic vocals on songs like The Weekend and Everything You Need.
Show me you holding me down. Know that you've been out of town, but baby, I'm needing you now. Running on the weekend.
This period of Doechii's life, however, was one that was filled with extreme ups and downs as she dealt with the typical transition from childhood to adulthood while simultaneously trying to manage the newfound responsibilities she had.
And making a means of living without attending school.
I've been feeling really aggravated with this adult shit. And I just been feeling like I just want to chase my dreams. I just want to be like, oh my God, fuck everything, fuck it. I'm moving to California. I'm following my dreams. Oh God, I'm a performer. I'm an entertainer. I'm a star. Fuck it all. Just go. But I can't. Because bitch, you have to have rent. You have to have a place to live. You have to have money. You have to maintain things. And that's just the way of life. And it's just like the more I invest into just the day-to-day things of taking care of myself, it feels like it's taking away from my dream. Fuck, rent again. Bitch, is this a joke? Are you joking? Bitch, it was just rent last month, nigga. Damn, it was just, I just paid the light bill last month, nigga. That was only like 29 days ago. That was like crazy. And it's just like it hits every fucking month. Every fucking month, the shit just doesn't stop.
So once again, faced with the harsh realities, with our expectations of life clashing with it, with the need to once again find a sense of purpose, the Doechii character needed a reinvention.
And one that would soon be found in an unlikely source.
And I'm gonna rebrand again. And it's gonna be the most iconic rebrand of my life.
On December 29th, 2019, Doechii would upload a video to her YouTube channel titled The Artist's Way, My Creative Recovery Journey, detailing her scattering thoughts ranging from her move to New York and goals for the future. It would be on this day that she would stumble across a 1932 self-help book titled The Artist's Way, unlocking the words in which she had struggled to migrate from mind to mouth.
This book is going to help me unlock that part of my mind and my spirit that I have been trying to unlock for the longest. But I do feel like there is a part of my mind that I just need to unlock and unleash my unlimited creativity and potential.
Setting her off on a journey to journal her daily thoughts while simultaneously documenting her journey to the world.
Following this video up with a weekly mini-series dubbed The Artist's Way.
She was saying that to write affirmations, and when you're writing your affirmations, basically take note to mental blurts that come out. If I were to tell myself, I am a shameless creative as an affirmation, a blurt in the back of my mind would probably be something like, you're not that good.
Week 2 was annoying. Week 2, I was angry. Week 2, my attention was everywhere. Everywhere.
I'll catch myself where I'm trying to explain myself or express myself the way that I think people will interpret it best, instead of just explaining myself exactly how it is.
And working on letting that go and kind of releasing that shame from my life of just like, this is what it is, this is who I am, and I can express myself in multiple ways.
And a little more than 2 weeks after that original video, Doechii would be hit with the news that society is all too familiar with.
So I got fired today. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I'm just gonna go to a whole bunch of like studios and like ask if they have any internships open, and also just like ask questions. Like, I don't fucking know. Who gives a fuck? At this point, I have nothing to lose. I literally have nothing to lose. I have no place. I have no job. I have no children. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who fucking cares?
But rather than feel defeated despite the binge eating of potato chips, trust me, we've all been there.
Doechii used this firing as an opportunity to get out of her comfort zone and push her to find alternative ways to push forward in the industry.
This week I had some audacity to take my black ass all the way to Rock Nation, and I was like, I'm going to treat this shit like it's the motherfucking movies. I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to walk out with a fucking songwriting deal, period.
So I pranced my black ass all the way to Rock Nation. I'm like, wow, this is a really nice building. This is great. I walk up. I'm like, I'm ready to do this. Take a picture. Click. Memories. Because I'm about to walk out with another record deal. What are you talking about? Walk in. The door is locked. I'm like, fuck. They really make the security strong on these things. But that's fine. I'm going to wait for somebody else to walk in. Then I'm going to follow behind them. I'm going to run to the elevator. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to go all the way to the 24th floor because I found out that that's where the A&Rs are. And I don't know what's going to happen from there, but I'm going to figure it out. So somebody else walks up. He walks in. He had to be somebody important. I could just tell because he just knew the code. Security guard knew him. Jacked him up. Boom. I'm like, hell yeah, this is all love. I'm not going to try to jack security guard up. But I just follow behind the guy. I'm like, great. Walking all the way to the elevator. Soon as I'm about to press the button, security guard stops me. I'm like, well, that's a strong arm you got there, sir. Can I help you? And he's like, can I help you? Who are you? And I was like, y'all know me. I'm the new intern on the 24th floor for the A&Rs. What's up? And he was like, oh, you're the new intern. Cool. Let me get you signed in. Who are you interning for? I was like, who am I interning for? Miles Harleston. Duh. Miles Harleston. Check the list. So he goes to check the list and he's like, nope, we don't have a Miles Harleston. Who are you? I was like, no, it's my first day. That's probably why it's some misunderstanding. But let me just go ahead and I'm gonna show you the email. It's like right here. So I'm checking the email, going through my email that doesn't exist. And I'm just like, you know what? The connection is so bad in here. Let me just go ahead and call Miles. Matter of fact, like right now, let me just step outside for a second and call Miles. I step outside and walk my ass back to the bus stop and take my ass back to Brooklyn because this is not the fucking 90s. This is not the movies. It doesn't work like that.
Doechii would go even harder with their music, with her YouTube deviating from the typical daily life vlogger into someone going all in on their music aspirations. Doechii would begin releasing her Coven music sessions, consisting of short videos recorded in her bedroom, previewing snippets from her latest EP.
Ever since I got the ATL, I've been living like Nunu. I ain't Hollywood, I'm Honolulu. Probably sitting at the bar bench watching Hulu. Bartenders in the Bloody Mary, I said Suwu. Moving with your body up first. Wanna see you rock, wanna see you. I've been medicated. See whack, give a dog a bone, no snapback. Fanny pack full of broken phones, can't push that. Give me pushback. This message for the hood rats who stuck thumbtacks and cook less.
Through the connection she had built while couch surfing in New York, along with the buzz around her debut EP, Doechii would release her most successful single up to that point, Spooky Coochie, an erotic, raunchy track that is like night and day from anything you might expect her to release now.
Turn them on when I'm all alone. We be moaning. He call my phone. I'ma put this pussy with a drone and he wanna own it. He pay to get this pussy flown.
But it was the initial success of the track that continued to gain her a loyal following in the underground scene. Doechii was more motivated than ever to make it out. Money was still tight at the time, and relying on odd jobs here and there was something that could not last forever.
And one of the most eye-opening quotes while doing my research on Doechii, she would open up by saying,
"It had to work, and I was going to work, so I wasn't worried about it. Oh, I need money to save for a rainy day. Like, no, it's raining. You're already hungry, you're already poor, so you might as well invest in you and your music." Doechii's continuous hard work would pay off, eventually releasing her sophomore EP, Oh, the Places You'll Go, inspired by the classic Dr. Seuss novel, releasing in November of 2020.
Losing oxygen, and by the end of today, I'm dozing off again. I made a couple of plays, a couple of... I wish I wasn't dark so I could look like Beyonce. I wish I had a big ego like Kanye. Then maybe I could spit 3 stacks like Andre. Today could be the day that I revive an old friend. That could be the day that I revive a new sentence.
While standing at just 7 tracks long, the EP would feature the song that would become the unlikely hero of the project and go on to change the course of Doechii's life forever.
To be a great artist, you have to be free within yourself. You can't be too scared.
Yucky, Blucky Fruitcake. Inspired by the Junie B book series, Doechii was originally put off by the idea of creating such a raw, unfiltered song, as the pressures to fit in amongst the music crowd weighed heavily on her during her stint in New York.
The process of writing was very nerve-wracking and scary. I was like going through lyrics like, nah, I can't say that. That's weird. Like, that's a little awkward, whatever. But once I got past that first verse, I was like, oh, let's go.
But the song's relatability and rawness, covering the identity and character with themes of sexuality, finances, and niche interests, resonated heavily with the Gen Z audience. With lyrics such as, I think I like girls, but I think I like men. Doechii's a dick, I never fit in. Overly cocky, I'm hyper ambitious. Me, bitch, I'm narcissistic. I'm a black girl who beats the statistics. fuck the opinions and all the logistics. And with lyrics discussing her attempting to masturbate but being slowed down by poor internet connection before being barged in on by her mother, offered a humorous value to the otherwise over-the-top, in-your-face song.
And once TikTok got a hold of it, the song caught fire.
Hundreds turned into thousands, turned into millions of people who were using vocals from the songs as an empowering trend to show their before and after transformations of people who went through extreme identity changes and those in the process of transitioning.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the class? Okay? Hi, my name's Doechii with 2 I.
Doechii is openly bisexual, and in several interviews since has remained very transparent on the matter, recently telling Gay Times, quote, "I think I've always been gay. I always knew I was gay. I'm currently bisexual. I am with a woman now, and I have always known that I loved women. I've been very, very aware from an early age." With the song running up millions of plays online and following an accompanying music video that today stands at over 5 million views, record labels would start circling Doechii, looking to snatch up the latest viral sensation.
Doechii would hold meetings with several record labels over the next couple of months, yet to be impressed by their pitches on the direction in which they planned to take Doechii's career.
That would be until she would receive a message from Anthony Musa Tiffett Jr., president of Top Dog Entertainment. TDE is synonymous amongst hip-hop fans for being associated with rap legend Kendrick Lamar. And despite being an independent label with one of the most commercially successful artists representing them, their founder, Anthony Tiffett, vowed to keep the TDE brand as family-orientated and as tight-knit as possible, refraining from selling out its core values for monetary gain. Over the years, TDE has been able to sign and develop a myriad of artists, including Ab-Soul, J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad, and their latest success, SZA.
So when TDE approached Doechii to work together, the pair of values the two parties held almost seemed like a match made in heaven.
A lot of labels didn't really impress me with their lack of integrity. They all came to me with a prepared plan on how they thought my career would go. But TDE was the first label that sat me down and asked me what my plan was. And just like that, Doechii would post a trailer to her YouTube announcing her signing to TDE, becoming the first female rapper to sign to the label. But her work was nowhere close to being finished. Doechii realized that she needed to continue working towards becoming a mainstay in the industry. All the sleepless nights, the couch surfing, the odd jobs, and the sacrifice that she had made had gotten her to the point of gaining the recognition of the industry for her legitimate talent. But now it would be up to her to stay there. She had finally gotten the music industry to hear her. Now all she had to do was make the rest of the world see her.
I'm hungry. I want to be the best. If I have 2 days, if I have 24 hours, I'm going to work my hardest to make the best performance because I want to be the best.
Immediately following the announcement of her signing to TDE, Doechii would release her single Persuasive, soon to be followed up by another single, Crazy, both performing extremely well commercially, even landing on former President Barack Obama's Summer 2021 playlist. Doechii would later perform both songs on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, as well as performing them at the BET Awards, receiving rave reviews about her onstage performance and musical range from seasoned and casual listeners. Over the next year, Doechii would make the move to LA from Tampa, collaborating with label mate SZA as well as Kodak Black and Rico Nasty, further cementing her as a name in music to stay. One of these songs, What It Is, would blow up nationally, amassing an impressive 83 million views on YouTube, while receiving over 100 million streams worldwide. With each song she created and each masterfully crafted performance she gave, her name only continued to grow and grow, receiving an increased interest in the public in Doechii as a person, even becoming a XXL freshman near the end of 2022. This would lead to the rollout of her next body of work, one that would be previewed through her series posted on YouTube called Swamp Sessions, where Doechii challenged herself to write and record a song in under an hour. Eventually, all of her work over the past year would culminate into the 2024 release of her album, or mixtape as they refer to as Alligator Bites Never Heal. An album so universally praised and loved by hip-hop fans that fully displayed Doechii's versatility and confidence in her body of work. The reaction to the album and love that it received will lead to its Grammy nomination for the Best Rap Album of the Year, pitting it against titans of the industry such as J. Cole, Common, Eminem, and Future. But with the quality of the album that Doechii had created, there could only be one winner.
Alligator bites, never hear by Doechii! I know that there is some black girl out there, so many black women out there that are watching me right now, and I want to tell you, you can do it. Anything is possible.
Following Doechii's historical win, becoming just the third female ever to receive the accolade, Doechii seemed poised to redefine her genre as she had become one of the forefront voices in the next generation of music. And only being 26 years young, with the debut album more highly anticipated than ever, there is truly no telling just how far Doechii can go.